Chapter 6, Lesson 2, Convert Units of Capacity. Our learning objective is you will convert customary or metric units of capacity from one unit of length to another by using a conversion factor or powers of 10. Our essential question is, how can you use ratio reasoning to convert from one unit of capacity to another? Capacity measures the amount a container can hold when filled. In the customary measurement system, some common units of capacity are fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. You can convert between units by multiplying the given units by an appropriate conversion factor. Over here on the right in that little purple box, it says customary units of capacity. These are some that you should probably go ahead and memorize. So there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup, 2 cups in 1 pint, 2 pints in 1 quart, 4 cups in 1 quart, and 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Reference that throughout the lesson. Unlock the problem. A dairy cow produces about 25 quarts of milk each day. How many gallons of milk does the cow produce a day? So we're going from quarts to gallons. How are quarts and gallons related? Well, we know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Why can you multiply a quantity by 1 gallon over 4 quarts without changing the value of the quantity? Because of the identity property of multiplication. Property of multiplication. Which is saying that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, so 1 gallon over 4 quarts equals 1. So first thing we're going to do is convert 25 quarts to gallons. So choose a conversion factor. I'm going to think I'm converting from quarts to gallons. Okay, so I have 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, so I'm going to use the rate 1 gallon over 4 quarts. Multiply the 25 quarts by the conversion factor. So we're taking 25 over 1. Because we need to turn that into basically a fraction as well. So 25 over 1 times 1 over 4, which 25 over 1 is 25. So then we have 1 times 4, so we get 25 fourths, which is the same thing as 25 divided by 4, which goes in 6 times, which is 24. And we have a remaining of 1/4. So it is 6 1/4 gallon. The fractional part of the answer can be renamed using the smaller unit. So instead of writing 6 1/4 gallon, I can write 6 gallons and 1 quart. Because there's 4 quarts in a gallon, so if I have 1/4 of a gallon, that is the same as 1 quart. So the cow produces 6 gallons, 1 quart of milk each day. Again, if this right here kind of confuses you, just seeing all that, you could say, okay, there's 25 quarts, and I'm trying to go to gallons, and I know that there is 1 gallon for every 4 quarts, so I could take the 25 divided by 4, which gives you 6 with a remainder of 1. You could turn that into quarts. Second part. How many pints of milk does a cow produce each day? Choose a conversion factor and think. I'm converting 2 pints from quarts. So there's 2 pints in 1 quart. So I'm going to use the rate 2 pints over 1 quart. Now I have to multiply by 25. It's just turning it 25 over 1. Cancel out your units so that we know we're going to be using pints in the end. We're going to take 25 over 1 times 2 pints over 1 quart, which is 25 quarts over 1 times 2 pints over 1 quart. 25 times 2 is 50 pints. So the cow produces 50 pints of milk each day. Okay, so if we're thinking of pints, we know there's 2 pints in 1 quart. there are 25 quarts, so I can just know that I take 25 times 2, which is going to give me 50. Metric units. You can use a similar process to convert metric units of capacity. Just like the metric units of length, metric units of capacity are related by powers of 10. Okay, so if it's metric, it is related by powers of 10. Metric units of capacity over here in the blue box. It says 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. 100 centiliters is 1 liter. 10 deciliters is 1 liter. 1 deciliter is 10 liters. 1 hectoliter is 100 liters. And 1 kiloliter equals 1,000 liters. All right, looking at our example, it says a piece of Native American pottery has a capacity of 1 7/10 liters. What is the capacity of the pot in decaliters? What is the capacity of milliliters? This is a two-part. Okay, so we can use a conversion factor. Choose a conversion factor. So we know that 1 deciliter equals 10 liters. So we can use the rate 1 deciliter over 10 liters. We're going to multiply the 1 7/10 liters by the conversion factor. So we're putting 1 7/10 over 1 and multiplying it by 1 deciliter over 10 liters. We're marking out those liters so that we know that we're using deciliters in the end. Take 1 7/10 times 1 gives us 1 7/10, and 10 times 1 is 10. 1 7/10 divided by 10 means you're moving it over to the left 1, which gives you 1700ths. When you divide by 10, you move the decimal to the left 1. If you multiply by 10, you move it to the right 1. So 1 7/10 liters is equivalent to 1700ths deciliter. Another way, use powers of 10. So just like we did in 6.1, we just take these, and to get from kilo to hecto, we multiply by 10. To get from hecto to kilo, you divide by 10. If you're going from kilo to deca, you multiply by 100 because you do 10 times 10. Okay, so we're going to go from 1.7 liters to milliliters, so we're going to use the chart. Milliliters are 3 places to the right of liters. Let's look at it. We have milliliters and liters. So they're 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So if we have 1.7, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 places to the right, which now makes it 1,700 milliliters. Describe how you would convert kiloliters to milliliters. So if we look at kiloliters, let's do a different color. Kiloliters to milliliters. Let's see how many we have to go over for that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you would multiply the number of kiloliters, not meters, kiloliters by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 million, or you could just write it as 10 to the 6th power.